Hello and welcome. In this video we are going to be taking a look at a fish. So this will be a educational video about the anatomy of a fish. We'll take a look at the outside features like this dorsal fin. Usually fish have a spiky dorsal fin, but since this is a trout, this is a river fish, and it's a predator in its habitat, it doesn't need spikes, so it has very soft spines. Now, except for the dorsal fin in a fish, you can also see that it has other fins. On the surface, it's very slimy. Now you have the anal fin and the pectoral fins on the fish. The scales on this fish are it's interesting that how small they are. All the trout have these small scales. You can see here with the zoom that how tiny they are. They are barely the size of the forceps. Now this is the gill plate. The gill plate on this fish, it's not very sharp. Usually in some fish you can get cut on the gill plate due to how sharp they are, but that is not a feature on this fish. And under the gill plate you can see the gills. Now in the mouth you can see that this fish, it looks like it doesn't have teeth, but actually it has some very small needle-like teeth, which is difficult to see from this position because they are very small, but you can feel when you press your finger against its mouth. It also had 4 teeth on its tongue, so that was interesting. I was trying to show them here, but it was very difficult because the color was the same as the rest of the mouth, but you'll have to take my word on that. Now you can see these are the gills of the fish, which it uses to get oxygen from the water. Now in humans you have lungs. That's what divides the fish from the humans and the primates in general. Now we're going to take a look at the inside organs of the fish. Yes, here you can see it has 2 nostrils. Now I was using this scalper to cut through the fish, but looking back now, it wasn't a very smart move, since it was difficult with this small scalper to cut through the fish. This is more for very precise manipulation with the tissue. This would be better done with a sharp knife, but even this scalper got the job done. Now you can see here I was having difficulty cutting through the fish. Now immediately, if you take a look at these organs inside the fish, this tells you that this is a fresh fish. It hasn't been frozen. In a frozen fish, the organs would all be mushy and pale in color, but here the coloration and the structures are very well defined. Now I was cutting through the rib cage of the fish, so it was difficult because you need to cut through the bones, but I got the job done. But the fish, because it's very slimy, it was sliding all over the place. It was very difficult to keep it positioned in the same place. Okay, at last we got the job done. Now here you can see all the organs the way they are positioned inside the fish. Now the first structure that immediately comes to eye is the liver. As you can see, it's very red in color. Now it has a very similar form to the liver in humans. And here I was trying to look if the fish has a gallbladder, and surprisingly or unsurprisingly, there it is. Now as you can see there, that is the gallbladder. Now I will try to zoom here so you can get a better look right on the tip of my finger. That is the gallbladder. of the fish. It's pretty much the same as the gallbladder in a human. So that's interesting to see. Usually the secretions from the gallbladder help us in digesting the fat. So that's the purpose it serves. Now, right in front of the liver, you can see this is the heart. Now, the white structure that's in the front, that is the atria, and the red part is the ventricle. So I think that the fish has one atria and one ventricle. I'll need to check up on that. Don't take my word. In a human there are two atria and two ventricles. Now right here I was trying to find the gas bladder of the fish, and here it is. This is the gas bladder. This helps the fish regulate the depth on which it's going to swim. If you catch a deep water fish and take it to the surface, this gets filled with air, so even if you release the fish, it won't be able to go back down again, so you need to puncture it before you release the fish. Now these are the guts of the fish. If you can see, they are very difficult to distinguish because they have fat around them, apparently. Now this, I didn't know what that structure was, and this is the